Okay, time for a new video. Since I didn't do a video yesterday, I go through. I'll go through Tuesday's trades also. So these are the trades and positions I had on Tuesday. Didn't really do anything in this account. And in this account, I did close my GBTC short swing. Overall, it was break-even trade. I held it for like 2-3 days. Didn't really crack like I was hoping for. Momo gap down on good earnings. Very good earnings, but the expectations in this thing were so high, so it still gapped down. So what I did, I bought it pre-market with a stop at 40. And I got stopped out very, very quick, and it went down to 36. That's what stops are for. But I thought since it had very good earnings, it was sitting on. It was. I was thinking it was gonna bounce on this rising 100-day moving average, like Nvidia did. Also, it gapped down on very good earnings, but the expectations in this thing is they're so high. It's been beating earnings for like past 6-7 quarters and gapped up and had a big run. So the expectations were very high. But I still thought Momo would do something similar. It was just gonna gap down and pretty much get bought up again. It didn't happen. C-Trip shorted it intraday. Unfortunately, I only got partial size, so it was a very small trade. DXTR bought some here in the 31, 32 area. I was thinking it was gonna take out this range. If you can see at the 60-minute chart, had big volume. Ended up closing it yesterday before they closed week. That's why I sold it. I didn't want to give back all of my profits. I was hoping for a bigger run, but it may still do it. I mean, if it breaks this 38-cent area, could have another leg up. So that was Tuesday, and yesterday was Wednesday. So let's go through yesterday's trades and positions. So MYOK in this account tried to short it on tiny size. I was thinking what's gonna maybe pull back to this rising white line, which is the closest support, but it's just so strong. Super strong. Just keeps going higher and higher. I only have 700 shares left of it. And I still think it can go up another $5 over the next few months. Okay. So HMNY, I did add to this thing a little bit. Actually, I think I added on Tuesday even. My overall average is, I think, about 306, 308 or something. And the only reason I don't have more shares, it's still very thin. It doesn't even trade 1 million shares per day. So I don't want to get stuck with a lot of size in this thing. And I talked about it before. I think this thing could be a 3-5 bagger very easily. Just waiting for the next update from the company. Let's see. So DXTR again, I sold this thing before the close. So VXX, they traded it. Pretty much shorted the opening range lows, and then it went just straight down. I shorted some here in this area, then I added some here. I anticipated another leg down, covered on the way down, then I covered some here, break even, went a bit lower, and then had another big fade into the close. I wish I had paid more attention to it, because there was another $5,000 in there for me, but I didn't make that. Okay, so Kite, another quick day trade, starting to get a little bit extended. So what I did, I waited for weakness, I shorted it here, had a leg down, and then I anticipated the other leg down, or actually I did short it when it broke down here, and had a nice little fade into the close. Only had, again, small size, nothing crazy. XXII, I think I've been talking about this one before. Low nicotine tobacco plants. Apparently the next big thing, because you see a lot of governments, including the US government, trying to exterminate smoking once and for all, or at least the dependency on nicotine. So this is another stock with little fundamentals but a big story and big potential, just like HMNY. I think this is also could be a 3-5 bagger this year. They had a pretty much a pump PR yesterday. That's what started the move. I bought some here at 209 and then I added on the way up. So let's see what happens. SDMP, another tiny trade. If you look at the 60-minute chart, I saw it here, big range, not a big range break, but sub range break. Was pretty much a good risk reward scenario. I shorted it here. I was thinking risk $1 to make $3-4. It went down $2. I didn't cover enough. I covered most break even. ITCI, it's a preclinical stuff, so I thought it was gonna fade back more, but I shorted it here, added a little bit here, and then it didn't really do anything. I really hoped it would go down to sub 1350, but held up pretty well. Rare, another one, shorted it here. I thought it was gonna have, they failed a phase 3 trial. I thought it was gonna fade more, maybe even sub 50 or something. It didn't. So those were the trades. Let's look at the... well, I still have all the swings I had previously. LL is starting to set up for another leg. CUTR has started to go up more. Most of these things were totally unaffected by the recent market weakness. They just held up really well, and now that the overall market selling has stopped, these things just popped higher. PI I have in another account, had a big analyst upgrade, and I think it's a good risk reward scenario, pretty much going off oversold levels. They had an earnings disappointment. We'll see. This is a scenario risk 60-70 cents to make $3-4. Why can't it bounce back to like 35, 36, 37? Shop, just straight up. I sold Tiny yesterday. Probably gonna sell a little bit more today out of the gate, because it's, even though I think it can go up to 110, 115, I have so much exposure to a lot of stuff. I just wanna size down on some. I'm probably gonna start selling ESIO soon too, at least some, and CUTR if they go up a bit more. Okay, so let's look at the watch list. This is just a lot of random names, mostly these oversold stocks, or not oversold, but very beaten down stocks. Just keeping them on watch in case nothing else is going on and one of these happens to set up. Not really excited about any of these. I'm probably gonna set alerts on a few, so I don't have to watch them manually. Okay, so some of the longs, this probably needs to set up a little bit more. It's kind of extended. Very good earnings, but or not very good earnings. Good earnings. Big beat. So I'm gonna take this one off for now. EXTR, trying to get in on a dip. This one has very good earnings. Yeah, I think it can go much higher. RDFN, just stalking it. Recent IPOs, especially the biotech ones, have been hot the past week, the past 4 or 5 sessions. A lot of them have gone up 30, 50%, 70%. this is not a biotech, but it's a recent IPO, and yeah, we'll see. CBAY. Now this one is involved in a blockchain, and there's also talk about going private on this one. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Good risk reward scenario would be buying it over here and maybe risk 50 cents, and this thing could very easily go up $2-3. Another biotech setting up. Another biotech. This one I'm actually long now, for now. Not really excited about. I bought it on the day oil bounced, and I thought this was gonna bounce more, but still it didn't do anything. This one is I'm fundamentally bullish on, technically maybe not so much. This one is getting really tight. Well, anyways, pretty much I'm looking for range expansion on volume on all of these. And HMNY is one of the stocks I'm most bullish on. I'm just looking to, I want more volume to come in so I can double or triple my size in this thing. So short watch list, let's see, IMMP went up on no news yesterday. You know, if it can have some follow through, go to 350, 4, maybe there's quick short in it. Or late day if it hasn't gone anywhere and starts fading, that could also be a good risk reward scenario. BCUN looking for morning strength to get short for a quickie. Oh, this one has a big gap up. I think this thing could have a 50 cent a dollar fade intraday eventually, especially if it keeps going up. So just looking for a good risk reward scenario short. Another one. On most of these I'm just looking for morning strength and then some kind of weakness to get into. So you can see most of these are up 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. So I'm pretty much looking for the same thing in all of these. So I'm probably gonna choose 2 or 3 to focus on out of the gate. Yeah, that's it for today.